Hi, it's my crowd. Crystal, Paul, and my dog, Sage. Okay, so for this demonstrative speech, I will be showing you how to regrip a racket. For your materials, you will need a tennis racket or other type of racket that has a grip at the end of it. A new overgrip. I got this one off of Amazon. It is the same color and build as the one I currently have on this purple Celeste 505. Optionally, a band to hold it in place. This is from Prince, another well-known tennis site. I will be regripping this racket today. This other Intrigue racket that I have over here is not my current racket. To begin, you will take the old overgrip off. It has this little band, white band at the top up here. It's just like an adhesive tape. So you just need to get your finger under it and pull it off. I don't really have nails, so it's a little difficult for me. If you wanted to use a pry bar or tweezers, those are additional materials that you could use, but you don't necessarily need. Just take the tape off. This will be trash. It'll be thrown away. From here, you take the current tape off to reveal the original grip, which you see is this white color. The old grip will also be trash and be thrown away, unless you believe that it is clean enough to be reused. This is the grip I'm putting on. You will remove this band and put it to the side. It will be used later to hold the grip and tape in place. And then unroll your grip tape. This one is handy because it starts darker at the bottom of the racket and goes to this lighter color at the top, so you know where it needs to go. So, first step is to take the protective casing off. Grip tapes are actually not sticky. They stick to themselves, but not to the racket. They're held in place solely by adhesive that you put on yourself. So you can see the current pattern wrapping up in that direction. That is the direction that you want to follow. You can kind of see where the original manufacturer started. So I'm just gonna start in the same place and I'm gonna hold it there. And then I'll do my initial wrap all the way along the bottom here until it's wrapped over itself at the starting point. From here, you will continue to wrap upwards, following the original grip tape in its pattern to make sure that you get roughly the same design and grip. You don't want to mess with it too much unless you know that you have a specific design that you would like it to be in. Some professional tennis athletes have longer grips and they like to have more of these ridges for friction so it doesn't slip in up and down in their hand. And others will have more of the flat bit for more rotational ability to put spin on the ball. I personally do not have a mind for this. I don't really care. I don't play tennis professionally. You saw I accidentally left a little bit of protective adhesive on there. I didn't need to do that. And then as I reach the top, I will begin to flatten it out so that it just covers the original tape at the top. And then there's this little piece of protection. This is the only part of it that is sticky from adhesive that you will stick on. So now that will hold in place pretty well, and you can set that down briefly while you grab the piece that you set aside earlier. This is adhesive. So pull the protective backing from it. There, gotcha. It has this little starting piece. Find where you ended originally. Put it at the bottom so that it covers the whole piece of it, like so. And then remove the rest of the protective backing. Once again, you could use tweezers to make that easier, but I'm doing just fine. And then you will wrap it along the top, just in circles, and then slowly get higher as you go to connect it over the original adhesive at the top. Press it down so that there's no gaps. And then you have a newly wrapped racket. Mine is nice and sticky, ready to go play tennis. It's not gonna move or move it around a bunch. It's nice. And you can have, this is a foam wrapping. I got this one simply because I like the look of it with this racket. I actually prefer felt wrappings, such as this one, where it's a bunch of little fabric put together. It really depends on what you want. This one provides a little bit more squish, so you can squeeze it and slam. This one is really good for not moving when you're hitting really hard balls. So this one, foam, would be a little bit more of a doubles player wrap, so that you can have that smashing ability at the net and the mobility to swing. And this one would be more of a singles player because it gets that nice movement and it won't slip. But if you're going up and down like this, it might go up and down in your hand more. So that is how you rewrap a racket. It could be used for anything. It even works on baseball bats at the end. You just need a longer grip tape. Thank you for listening to my speech.